everyone, it's Krista here with Blooms and Brushstrokes, and today I am just craving painting something simple, easy, beautiful. I was maxed out by the end of the sunflower tutorial. I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys that like I literally love to feel how I paint. It's almost like a meditative type practice for me. I'm just going to say that. It's so painting something where it's a little bit more rigid, where I'm trying to follow something I've already done, isn't necessarily the easiest thing for me to do. So it kind of pushed me a little bit. Nobody. Oh, Jesus. Yes, I know that you really love us. It kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone, which is great. And I think that's an amazing thing to do something that isn't comfortable. But by the end of it, I felt very maxed out by it. So then I got into painting. I posted a short about it with these anemones yesterday. And I got into painting these anemones. And I just kind of went down this, like, I just kind of felt like I was in the mode of having to paint something rigid. And I hate this painting right now. But I posted it because, you know what, I may hate it, but somebody might love it. And it's a work in progress. I have to table it. I have to put it away to the side right now because I'm really not loving it. So I just thought to myself, you know what I got to do? I got to bring it back to what I love, to how I love to paint. Just do something simple, easy, fun, exciting. And so when I was out in the mountains this past weekend, my sister and I were out for a hike and I came across some crocuses. Crocuses are a flower that just bloom here, but I was out in BC, but they bloom in the springtime. And so it was like the first real flower that I've seen so far this year. And if you guys, well, obviously, if you're following my channel, you know that I love flowers. So yeah, it made me pretty excited. So I want to plant crocuses. And actually, I had done up a little card drawing a couple weeks ago here. And I did this little card drawing up intending to paint it. And I haven't painted it yet. So I'm going to do the same style, like the same drawing. I'm just going to sketch it out on my block, which is the Stonehenge 7x7 block here. So I'm just going to re-sketch that, pretty much the same thing out for you guys. We'll do it together and then we'll paint it. This is just going to be a fun, bring me back to my peaceful place of painting, because I find sometimes, yeah, like I said, when I get in the mode of painting something a little bit more structured, it's like I got to break out of it. Like I have to do some of these little pieces, little paintings, little cards to just bring myself back into that, like feeling the painting rather than thinking too much about it. Because the minute I start thinking too much about it, I paint like poop. So, and so I think, I mean, other people might love it, but for me, I don't love how that looks. Like my anemones that I posted in the short, I can't even, but I wanted to post it because that's where I was at that moment. But I will finish it and I will probably love it. But right now I don't love it. It's too rigid. I need to bring it back to what I love. So that's what we're going to do today, you guys. So let's sketch out the crocuses and get to the fun of painting them up. This is going to be a quick, fun little tutorial. Well, I hope it's quick. I'm going to keep it fairly quick. I mean, quick for me is probably 45 minutes to an hour, but we're going to try to do a bit of about a half an hour. So let's get to it, you guys. I will take a picture of this sketch to put it up. So if anybody wants to take a screenshot of it to have it, awesome. I will do that. Somebody commented to do that and I love that suggestion. So I'm going to try to do that with my paintings. Hopefully I don't forget, but I'm going to try to do that with all of them. Have the sketch so you guys can see it. So let's get sketching and then let's get painted. We are ready to do our sketch and I'm just going to show you guys this card here. Oh, okay, there we go. That's basically what I'm going to sketch out onto my block for you guys. I will also, hopefully that works for you guys. I will also take a picture of the block when I'm done with it. Oh, it's hard to do that. And then I will also put that in the, we're going to start with our crocus. I kind of started to sketch it and I didn't love it. So we're going to start here with this guy. This is our one coming out there. And we got our side one coming. Then we got another one coming on this side. And I want it to look like it's opening up. So we're going to have a couple like these kind of little doodads coming in here at the bottom. So it looks more, yeah, that's better. That's better. More look like it's opening up. I think I like that better. Kind of good enough, I would say. I like the look of that, and then we'll just kind of go. We're going to be painting it, making it look perfect, like when we get that going on. So then we've got some, we'll say grass coming out. This. Okay, then we have one crocus kind of coming up the back here. Great. And then we have another little guy coming up here. So we're going to go with our one like so. We got one coming up here on the side. We got our back one coming here. Whoopsie. That one got a little crazy on me. Oh, you know what's happening? Is that my cut in my finger. Okay. We got this one. We're going to have that kind of lip over top like that a bit, and then we're going to have one come like so. And we've got our little good enough. That one's pretty big. And then we'll have one more coming. Off to the side here a little bit. And we're just dropping down those petals in there. Just have it like so. Good enough. And then we'll just have like a little kind of, you know, maybe a couple rocks in here. Because these truly do grow in kind of the... And then we're just going to have some grass splaying around like that. Okay. We are going to... Perfect. We're golden. Okay. Yay for that. So that looks good. I'm happy with how that looks. It's not exactly like the first one, but that's just how it goes. I'll paint that one up another time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just kind of get some water down here in the background. You know, just kind of placing it kind of all over. And I'm going to use... I gotta find my swatches. Where are you? Where do I put these things? Honestly. Here we are. Okay, I got my swatch book for the... I'm using the Yarka St. Petersburg Ultimate Watercolor Professional set here. So I've got my little swatches, and we're going to go for it. Okay, so to start with you guys, we're going to be dropping down some green, and I want to start with the olive green in the background, which I love the olive green, and I love, love, love it so much. So we're going to use some brown as well. So we're going to be starting with the olive green, probably some of this Mars brown, maybe some raw umber. Okay, so we're just going to start with that, some of that green, the olive. And so we're going to do lots of water on our brush. And, oh, I should spray my paint to get them all activated. Because that makes a huge difference. I slacken doing it because this, well, now I have it back out here because all my seedlings are started, but activating your paints is key to success with your paint. So don't forget to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and kind of blot down some of that olive green and just push it around. And honestly, you guys, this is the fun. Just play with it how you feel, okay? So don't overthink this part. Just pop her down. So there are a couple rocks in here, and I do want them to have a little bit of brown in them. So we're going to go with the raw umber. I like that actually. And we're just going to drop a little bit of that kind of in the bottom to give that brown, a little bit of brown, kind of a prairie kind of feel with that brown and that green with the, you know, that, yeah, like the brown and green kind of feeling of the prairies as spring's just emerging. And just start with that. Okay, I really love the start of that. I think that looks really good so far. We'll be adding more detail, more layers, all that good stuff. So we're going to get into working with these crocuses now. And they are a bit dark for what I want, but I want to do them dark for you guys. So yes, I think this is called a kneading eraser. And I do have one of these and I love it. And I use whatever's closest. I got them both out. I have to be honest. Can't be saying that I don't ever use. I use them both. Whatever's closest, whatever kind of I'm working with, whatever I need to be doing, I just get her done. So I'm just picking up some of that because I forgot to do it before we started to drop some of that paint down. And I just don't want them to be too dark. All right. So in this case, these crocuses are purple. My sister and I were talking like, do crocuses come in different colors? And I do believe that you can buy crocuses in different colors, but we're going to stick with the traditional, the purple. So these ones that we saw were really intense purple and like an intense violet, I would say. And so the ones that grow here in Saskatchewan, they can be a little bit lighter. So we're going to start with the violet here, but we're going to dilute it quite a bit. So you're going to want to maybe put some down on your tray, wherever, and then add lots of water to it. And we're just going to do kind of our first pass through. And you guys, we're going to go loose with these. So we're going to start with this one over here, actually. And so we're just dropping down some water. Again, it can be kind of loose. It can be kind of, it does not need to be perfect here, you guys. And that's the fun. Just like let yourself kind of just feel that out. Okay. And so now I've got a little bit of purple on my paintbrush, and now I'm just going to go in and drop in some of that purple. Don't like the paint. Like this guy is crazy, this cat. And we're just dropping it in like casually. Like so. And you know, you can go and drop a little bit more in and some darker bits. But again, you don't want to go too crazy because we will add a bit more color going on. But yeah, we want to get some fun color in there going on. So just have fun. Again, just enjoy. And leave a little bit of white in there so that it looks like there's some light. We're going to go into this next one. And I'm totally cool if it's going to bleed into the other one. I want that. I want some of that bleeding in. Okay, we're going to go in with, again, similar to that purple, but I think I'm actually going to mix in a little bit of this violet rose. We're just going to play around with a little bit of like some different tones. Oops, that's intense. Again, we want to go pretty light with that. Oh my gosh, my cat is nuts. Excellent. That looks pretty good. Just loosely, we're going to do this one here. We're going to do our violet. We're going to add a little bit of blue into that one. So we're going to just go a little bit of violet, and then with the blue lake is what it's called. So we're going to add a little bit of that into there. So we're just, again, playing with the tones. And yeah, like lots of water on your brush. Just like so. That's good enough for that. And then we're going to go on to our last one here. We're going to drop down that water. And we'll go back in with pretty much straight violet. But we're going to add lots of water to it again. Okay, so that's a good start to that. Now we're going to let things dry up a little bit more. I can see they're pretty wet, but I don't want them to be totally dry. I want them to still be a little bit damp when I go and add in some more color. But I am going to play around with a little bit of this green here and like a little bit with these rocks while everything's kind of drying. It won't take too long, but yeah, it's a little bit damp. So we're going to go in with some of the Russian green. We're going to mix those two together. Olive green and Russian green together. That's kind of a go-to for me. I like those a lot. And we're going to mix a little bit more olive in it than the Russian green for this next kind of pass. And this is when we're just going to go in and we're just going to kind of start making the brush strokes of grass. So we're pushing down, letting it splay, lifting up. You get that beautiful kind of look. Push down, pick up. You get that kind of look. And then if you just take the tip of your paintbrush, then you can add those like nice little lines. So we're just, sorry, my cat is in the background. He's in a bag of dirt. We're just having fun with that. So again, water, paint, and then you can just, we're going to just do, okay, so up here. So let's say we're going to start with our tip and then we're going to push down and then we're going to lift up. Look at, it's kind of like that leafy kind of, that look of that leaf that you get. This one, we're not going to push down as hard. So play around with that as well. Beauty. I'm already loving this. So yeah, we've got one kind of, we got the background, then we've got that green going on. Okay, awesome. I think this is a bit more dry. Maybe almost too dry, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to go in with that violet. Again, we're going to go a little bit heavier with the violet. More paint, less water. So we want it to be pretty intense. And we're going to just, oh yeah, that's a little bit more dry than I thought. That's okay. It's a fine line. So we're just going to go in and play around with a little bit more of that violet. We're going to just get these a little bit wet again because they dried so much. And we just want to play around. And so we want to leave a little bit of brightness in there. And we want to just honestly, like have okay. So I just dragged up a little bit of water there, put that in there, and I'm really digging how this is looking. And in fact, so much so that I may not even do much more with that. Aside from, this is kind of my cute little technique I did in the last one of these. I did it last year. But because they have a little bit of a yellow center, I just pop in a little bit of that yellow in there, and it can bleed and go wherever. It doesn't need to be like, it doesn't need to look exactly, but there is some yellow in there. And I really love that already. I love, love, love it. Okay. I might just go in with a little bit more of that violet. Just more intense. And just kind of brush it around a bit. I quite like that, you guys. Like, I really don't want to get too crazy because I just kind of like how that is. But the intensity of it, I really like. And I do like how that yellow is just blooming away in there. So I'm going to leave that one at that. That's it. Like, just really, I don't want to overdo it. I just found, oh, the last painting I did, it just drove me nuts. So let's move on to our second one. Of course, this one's too dry now because I was so busy yammering on about this other one. But we're going to go in, same kind of thing. We're going to just go add a little bit of water around to get it kind of activated. Okay, and this one we did use a little bit of that violet rose in it. So I'm going to add some of that into this mixture with a little bit of the violet, like just add a bit of it in to kind of give it a bit of a different tone. And we're just going to go in and add some of this in there. And we're going to use our paintbrush with some water just to drag that around again. I like that. And okay, so I'm going to use a little bit more of that violet rose, and we're just going to stab some of that in there. Just kind of the same as what we did on this one here, and just, kind of put it around where we think, a little bit of splash of color would be amazing. And I like it. I just like how it's not so, you know what? This is making me very happy, you guys. Okay, and so we're going to go in, and then we're going to add a little bit of this here. What am I missing in here? What am I missing? I don't want to add too much blue. I like how it is. I'm just going to leave it. We're going to add a bit of that yellow up in the center again. Because that is the center. The center of a crocus is yellow. So we're just going to put that up in there and kind of let it do its thing. Maybe I'll add just a titch bit of this in here for blending purposes. But I love how that's already looking. Like, so that's just really going in, dropping down some water. So we'll do this one. We're going to drop down a little bit of water, but not all over the whole thing. We're leaving out some bits and pieces of it. So you get kind of that old shape. But so on this one, we're going to go more with our violet blue. And we're going to start by just, just bopping a bit down. I'm going to go in with that blue lake. We're just going to touch in a few spots where we want to have some dimension. Let's go a little bit more intense with that blue, and maybe even, in fact, add a teeny little bit of black to it. Now, not a ton, because it is very quick to really get too much black going on. So just a little bit to just deepen that blue. Oh, she's a good one there. I like it. I'm just going to take a little hint of that violet rose and just dab it in a little bit. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, those are looking beautiful so far, and I'm absolutely loving them. All right, let's move on to this last crocus. I'm not even going to mess around with doing anything more there. I just love how they look. They're making me very happy. So we're going to go in with this one, drop down some color. Or sorry, drop down some water. And we're going to do this one a little bit more in the violet. Again, just like the original straight violet. And we'll just drop in a little bit more, just kind of like we did, like we've been doing, you know, and just be very organic with your brush strokes. I love that. I already love how that one's looking, you guys. That's our first kind of pass over with that. So I think we're going to go into that blue, that deep lake blue again with maybe a teeny bit of that mixed into where the black was. And we're just going to let that just kind of, oh, yep. So good. It's so, so good. Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. And then in the center of this one again, we're going in with the yellow. Oh, I didn't tell you guys which yellow I was using. I am using just the Hansa yellow is what it's called. So I'm using this one right here. So the second one in. And we're going to go and we're going to drop a bit of that right there in the center. Ooh, that's dry. Okay. Wow, those look great so far. I'm really, really digging that, you guys. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. Let those crocuses dry. And then we're going to just kind of work on those rocks a bit. So I'm going to go back in with the raw umber, which is that one again. And I'm just going to, I got to spray these again. They're drying up. Just similar to what we've done with the crocuses, we're just going to go in and add a little bit of brown. Not the whole rock, just kind of in and away and then about, you know, just kind of get in there a bit. We're just adding a little bit of detail into there. Groovy. I like that. So also what we can do is, because this is a spring flower, there'll be some brown grass in there as well. So I'm going to take that raw umber and I'm going to go in and just do a little bit of that. Shoot. Up a few sprigs here and there. We don't need to get too crazy with the brown. We can definitely add some in there because in the spring, there's not a ton of green grass yet. So these are. Maybe we can add a little bit going up here. Oh, I'm really loving this a lot. So I want to get in there with this. Oh, I was using my number 8, you guys, by the way. So we're going to use this number 10 Zero Aquarelite. It's just this very fine detail brush, and it's a liner. And I want to go in with some of this deeper green and do some more detailed grass like that. Just for fun. So what I'm doing is I'm using the Russian green. And so what I'm doing is I'm loading up my brush and I'm going to push down and lift up. I got to get water on that too. And just playing around with a little bit of that fine detailed brush. Because why not? Like, that's what I'm feeling. Oh, it feels so good to paint like this. I don't know. I just get in these little modes where I get painting and then I think too much about it. And it's just, oh, I don't love it. And I was feeling really, ooh, I don't know. But I can't describe it. If you paint, you will probably understand that feeling that I'm talking about where you just feel, it feels no bueno. No bueno. Okay, let's get back to our number 8. We're going to put in our stems. I'm really loving how those are looking, you guys. So we're going to go mix in that Russian green, olive green combo together. We're going to dilute it a bit, but not too much because we don't want to do too many passes over these. I just kind of want to go in with one, to be honest. So we're going to start with our background one here, and we're just going to straight down. And in here, straight down. Straight down. Straight down. I do like how those look, but I could probably add a little bit more of that Russian green in there. So now that they're wet, you can go add a bit of that in there. You don't need to go over the whole thing. Just drop a little bit. Just drop a little bit in there. Okay, I find that these stones might look a little bit weird. So I'm going to add in a little bit of gray in there, like, or really diluted black, like really, really, really. I don't know, they kind of like, I don't know, something about them. So I'm just gonna add in like some, like, so they just don't look so perfect. I just add in like a little bit of brown, like maybe some of these, they're, yeah, that's better. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm really loving this already. Honestly, it's so pretty. I don't know if I want to do anything more. I think I might just go in with a little bit thicker grass strokes of that Russian green and just do it's so pretty. It's so pretty, you guys. I can't even handle it. I don't even. Want to mess around, but I don't mind adding some more of this grass in there. Like, I don't mind a little bit of that. Like, just kind of flecking it around a bit. Flecking. I kind of like that. Oh my gosh, you guys. So you know what, in normal situations, I would probably go in and add in my black ink. But to be totally honest with you guys, I just love how this looks as it is. And it's kind of like you see them there, but there's not a lot of dimension to it. And I like the softness of it. And that is kind of how I'm feeling at this moment. So to be honest, I'm not going to do anything more. Well, you guys, that is going to do it for me for this tutorial. I just wanted to get on here tonight and paint. Or I really just wanted to get home from work and paint. And I thought, well, I'm going to bring you guys on this journey with me tonight to just show you that a couple things. Number one, it's totally cool to have many different styles that you love to paint in. Try new things, experiment, and to not overthink your painting. So I found once I was done doing the last 3 tutorials of the sunflower, which I do absolutely love the sunflowers and I love how they turned out, I was maxed out. I was feeling creatively tapped out because I was trying to recreate something that I had already done. And unfortunately, I'm not very good at that. So I was feeling very creatively tapped out is the best way that I can explain it. So I knew, I started painting. I posted a short of some anemones and I hate them right now. I hate them. I know I won't always hate them. I will table them and I'll come back to them. But when I looked at them this morning, I was just like, ugh, I hate these. I can't believe I posted them. But then I thought, you know what? That's part of the creative process. And we all have those moments where we love a painting, we hate a painting. We love a painting, we hate a painting. We are annoyed by this, we fix it. And so that's part of it. So for me, I find when I'm feeling that way, I just put that painting aside and then I just do kind of something very similar to what I did today. I go back into my body as opposed to in my brain, and then I just feel what I'm doing. And so that is truly how I love to paint. And I find sometimes I've been noticing with myself, and I am new to this tutorial thing, and I am new to YouTube for painting. I find when you get painting for an audience, sometimes for me, I've been losing sight of how I really love to paint. In not all of them, but you know, when you start painting for an audience, you kind of forget what you or how you really love to paint. And so I knew today I wanted to get home, I wanted to paint, I needed to just do something organic and loose and feeling it from my heart rather than from within my head. So this was a quick tutorial. I know. So if you have a lot of questions, if you're wondering things, please put them in the comment section. I will do my best to answer them. And if there's a lot of love for this kind of style of painting, please give me a thumbs up because I can do all types of different styles and we can just have fun together. It's all good. I'm good with whatever. And that's the other thing too. You don't have to stick to one style. You don't have to do that. You can explore. And that's the coolest thing about art and creating is the world is your oyster, and truly it is. And don't feel that because you paint in a certain way or you would like to paint in a certain way, that it always has to be that way. You can try new things. And so, yeah, you know what? This painting, I probably more often than not would have went in and finished it off with some black micron ink and maybe even tossed in some gold. And I'm not today. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling this softness, this kind of organic feel, this beautiful, subtle kind of vibe right now. And so that's what I have in my picture. I don't want it to be bold. I don't want it to be intense. I just want it to be soft and beautiful and light and pretty. So that's what I've done. Anyways, you guys, if you like the tutorial, as I've said, please give me a thumbs up and hit the like button. If you have any comments, questions, put them in the comment section. I will answer the best I can. If there's a lot of feedback and people need more details on what I did here, I can definitely try to go into some more detail. But again, a lot of it is about how it's feeling. So it's really hard to describe that in in a technical way, but we can practice that a little bit more. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying what you're seeing. And then that way you won't miss any of my future videos, tutorials, life chats, art chats, whatever we have going on. Lately, I've just been painting away like a mad woman because it's giving me a lot of peace. And so, yeah, I definitely wanted to get on here and share this with you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you guys and checking in with you for the next tutorial. Talk to you soon, guys. Thanks so much for watching.